You are Locked On Warriors POSTCAST, part of Locked On Sports San Francisco on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yo, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Locked On Warriors postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. You may know me as the former producer for the Murph and Mac Morning Show on KMBR. And tonight, man, the Warriors got huge performances from Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler, or better known as Batman and Robin, as they take game one from the Houston Rockets 95-85. And a key 7-0 run down the stretch iced this game after the Houston Rockets mounted a furious 20-plus point comeback, but ultimately fell just short and ended up falling by 10 in this one, even though it felt a lot closer than that in these closing minutes. And the 85 points the Rockets scored were a season low as the Warriors defense flexed their muscles after all that we heard about the Houston Rockets defense. It was the Warriors defense reigning supreme tonight. We'll talk about it all, but first I want to thank all of you for watching us on the Locked On Sports San Francisco YouTube channel. If you aren't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks also for listening on the Locked On Warriors podcast feed, and make sure to check out the Locked On Warriors daily show for more in-depth coverage. And this one, let's just jump right till the end right there, because the Rockets really made this one close. I mean, Warriors were sweating this one out with about 6 minutes left, about the midway point of the quarter. The Rockets shrunk this lead to just 3 points. The Warriors looked like they were maybe getting ready to give away another 20-plus point second half lead, but the Warriors held tough, and man, Jimmy Blankin Butler down the stretch. Playoff Jimmy in full effect right now. I mean, he was doing everything out there, getting steals, getting to the line. I mean, he was doing everything, but it wasn't just him, because in those last 6 minutes, or 6 minutes and 33 seconds, you had basically every person on this Warriors team score. You had Jimmy Butler making step back jumpers. You had Pods making driving layups with Dylan Brooks just harassing him up near the half court line and just blowing by him for the lay-in. And Steph, of course, making that 34-foot jumper just, from down way downtown. Moody making some jumpers. And I mean, so you had everybody on this team pitching in helping this team score. And it was obviously capped off by the emphatic Jimmy Butler dunk off the Draymond assist when they forced that turnover with 25 seconds left. Jimmy with his fifth steal, the one that iced it tonight against Şengün. And man, this one was fun to watch. The Warriors just hounding the Rockets on the defensive end of the floor. They forced 14 turnovers or 14 steals in this one, and they lead the way in the turnover battle as well. The Warriors coming out on top in most of the important categories tonight. That fast break points, 16-4, huge difference for the Warriors, and they won that turnover battle. Warriors turned the ball over just 11 times to the Rockets 16. So great job by the Warriors shutting the Rockets down. They held them below 40% shooting from the floor, 39.1% for the Rockets, and the Warriors 47.4% from the floor themselves. And obviously a ton of that came from Jimmy Butler and Stephen Curry. And we're just going to get right into it. We got to give out tonight's player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
In tonight's Locked On Player of the Game, we're going with Batman. Steph Curry, 12 of 19 shooting, 31 points, 5 of 9 from beyond the arc. And that really helped the Warriors tonight, because when this team has been bad at shooting the three-point ball lately, it has been kind of hard for this offense to get going. And tonight, I wouldn't say the offense really got going on all cylinders. It wasn't really firing to its full effectiveness, but 95 points was enough in this one. And really, 12 three-pointers tonight on 32 attempts. I like the fact that the Warriors didn't continue to just launch them from three. I mean, Steph can do it as much as he wants to, but everybody else on this team was pretty reserved with their three-point shooting, save for Brandon Podziemski. No one else shot more than 4 three-pointers. And other than Moody and Pods, no one else shot more than 2. So I like that shot distribution, because the Warriors can get a little three happy. And again, it's fine if Steph does it. I don't want everyone else on this team chucking up anything that they want from deep, and it just makes this offense kind of bogged down, a bogged down version of what it could be with the ball movement and with the driving and the ability that the Warriors have to get to the rim. They should be emphasizing that a lot more than they usually do. But tonight, I feel like they had a pretty good mix of like 32 3-point shots for this team. Feels about right to me. But you also had everybody else making 3-pointers besides just Steph. Like Jimmy made one, Moses made one, Brandon Pajemski made three of his 8 attempts. And then you also had one from Guy Santos, one from GP2. So you had a lot of other guys on this team pitching in from 3-point range. The bench, not as big as it has been in the regular season. I mean, we know that Steve Kerr tightens up his rotation in the playoffs. This is nothing new. But the bench having only 14 points, that kind of surprised me tonight. I thought that they would need a bigger contribution from the bench to get this win. But 31 points from Steph carries the Warriors just to where they need to be. He also pitched in 6 boards and 3 assists. So, I mean, Steph, what more can you say about him? I mean, some of those shots that he was hitting tonight were absolutely bonkers. Like going back to like 6:52-ish left in the third, and Steph made an absolutely insane shot with the defense all over and dribbling to his right at full speed, somehow pulls up from the wing and hits this crazy fadeaway over the good defensive contest. This man just can't be stopped right now. And you kind of saw they panned over to Jimmy after he hit the shot, and Jimmy's just sitting there shaking his head, smiling like, oh my God, I cannot believe this. And Draymond has said this for years. Like, it's amazing when you watch when an opponent can watch Steph do what he's doing, and it's shocking. But it's, I think, a little more shocking for the players on his own team, because you see how he does this with repetition over and over and over again. And it's just crazy. Like, anyone else in the league does this, and you are just blown away by it. And I'm not saying you aren't blown away by it when Steph does it, but it's just become so routine for him to do stuff like this. You just can't do anything but shake your head and laugh, just like Jimmy did in that situation. It's absolutely absurd. Like, we've heard players like LeBron James say it's probably even more impressive to watch Steph go on these runs when you're his teammate and you're watching what he's doing from your own sideline game after game after game. And like the Olympic run when LeBron got to watch Steph do it like that, it's a different level of appreciation that you have for Stephen Wardell Curry when he has another game like this. Mind you, he's 37 years old, still putting up 30 burgers in the postseason. And man, the Warriors needed all of those 31 tonight to get this win. It would have been really tough if Steph did not have that type of offensive output tonight for the Warriors to find it from someone else, because you only had 2 other guys in double figures. Brandon Pajemski had 14, led the way with a plus 17 plus minus, the great connector, as Steve Kerr likes to call him. And Jimmy Butler had 25 of his own. And I really was kind of surprised the Warriors didn't try to get to the line more tonight. Only 14 attempts from the free throw line. They made 11 of them. The Rockets really bad at the free throw line. That definitely helped the Warriors win this game. Rockets just 11 of 20 from the charity stripe. Not very giving to the Rockets today, but the Warriors will take that. Just 55% shooting percentage for the Rockets from that free throw stripe. And they also only made 20% of their threes. So the Warriors did a great job of, like I said, all around team defense. But I think it got into the Rockets' head a little bit, not seeing that ball go in the cylinder as much as they would like to. Obviously, it transferred to the free throw line as well. And just a great win for the Warriors tonight. They had some problems with Şengün, but they really limited everybody else on this Rockets team. Van Vliet only with 10, Dylan Brooks with 11, Jabari Smith Jr. with 11. Those were the only other Rockets in double figures. So great job limiting what these Rockets, all the other guys on this team could do to them. And just a great win. A great win. And holding Jalen Green to just 7 points on 3 of 15 shooting, man. What a phenomenal defensive effort by the Warriors tonight. We still got more to break down, including what you'll be talking about, which I think is going to be, the Warriors, this deep playoff run, is it possible? We'll get into that. And we also have to talk about tonight's turning point. Both of those things coming up next on the Locked On Warriors postcast. Today's show is sponsored by DoorDash. NBA fans, you know what time it is. Playoff season means big performances and even bigger rewards. DoorDash is bringing the heat with a slam dunk deal for DashPass members during the 2025 NBA playoffs. It's called They Swoosh, You Score. Anytime a player drops 50 or more points in a playoff game, DoorDash members score a free 3-piece crispy tenders combo from Wingstop the very next day. Just place an order of $20 or more. Use the code Wingstop50 at checkout, and that combo is yours. Crispy, delicious, and totally free. Offer valid noon to midnight the day after the game. Terms apply. And I mean, I think that it's a great go-to move after such an epic game. I mean, I mean, what's your go-to move? Are you going to be ordering the wings and reliving the highlights? I mean, just imagine being rewarded with free food just because someone went off for 50. You got to love that. So here's the play. Sign up for DoorDash to unlock this and more exclusive deals all season long. When any player scores 50 plus in a playoff game, DoorDash members can get a free 3-piece crispy tenders combo from Wingstop the very next day with a $20 or more order. Use code Wingstop50. That's DashPass, your door to more savings, more flavor, and more ways to win. Terms apply. Welcome back to the Locked On Warriors postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel, and tonight the Warriors take on the Rockets and beat them in game 1 in Houston. And man, what a big win for these Dubs. I mean, the game 1 wins are very, very, very important. We know this from just history in the NBA. And honestly, I think after this win tonight, I think you're going to be talking about what more the Warriors can achieve in this playoff run than just showing up as the 7 seed.
This is what you'll be talking about.
And I gotta hit you with the Conor McGregor. The Warriors aren't just here to take part, they're here to take over, man. Like, the Warriors are not just content with showing up in the playoffs and just saying, hey, we made it back in. So we gave everyone a nice little run at the end. Steph is back in the postseason. We're satisfied with that. And absolutely not. The Warriors, they're about rings, man. They got 4 of them, and they're trying to get Steph a 5th. And I mean, they're on their way to accomplishing the first step towards getting that ring. Well, really the second step. The first step was winning that play-in game. But the second step now would be beating the Houston Rockets in this first series and in this first round series. And teams who win game 1, teams that go up 1-0, historically have a 77.8% chance to win that series. Now, that number is a lot smaller for road teams that win game 1. It's a lot closer to 50%, but still above 50%. So the Warriors historically have put themselves in a very good position to win this first series with the Houston Rockets. And honestly, going into this series, I was a little nervous because I do think that the Houston Rockets defense poses a formidable test for the Golden State Warriors. Obviously, the last time they played, they held Steph to just 3 points. But we knew that wasn't going to happen again, right? I mean, there's no way you're going to hold down the greatest shooter that has ever walked the face of the earth back-to-back games in single digits. No way that's going to happen. Steph obviously erupted for 31 tonight on the way to this win, but I mean, the way that they can switch everything, they have so many long athletic defenders that can just cause havoc for all these guards the Warriors have. It's hard to get by them, and they have the length and the size, the strength to really cause some problems for the Warriors on the perimeter, especially for Stephen Curry. But hey, tonight the Warriors showed that experience trumps youthful exuberance in this win over the Rockets, and I think that's going to be the theme of this series. The Rockets, very, very, very solid regular season. They are a great athletic team, super great on the defensive end of the floor, but offensively, they can struggle. They can get clunky at times, and we saw that to start the second half. And really, in that first half, the Rockets only 13 points in that second quarter, and they were very slow out of the gate to open up the second half as well, and it allowed the Warriors to jump out to a 20-plus point lead, a 23-point lead at that time. So the Warriors really utilizing their veteran savvy know-how of this situation. I mean, they've had over 300 playoff games played on this roster. So, I mean, they've combined for 423 playoff games just between Steph, Draymond, and Jimmy. So, I mean, this is their bread and butter. This is where these guys shine. This is what they know how to do, is win games in the postseason. And by the way, Steve Kerr picks up his 100th win in the NBA postseason, moves ahead of Red Auerbach for sixth place all-time in NBA coaching playoff wins. So, I mean, congrats, Steve Kerr. There's plenty more to do this postseason to keep on climbing. And man, they wouldn't have been able to have this game without tonight's turning point, which came late in that fourth quarter.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
And the turning point came in just those closing minutes when Jimmy Butler really led the Warriors on that 7-0 run in those crunch time minutes. And I mean, it was the defense. Like he wasn't necessarily leading the way scoring wise, because it was a lot, as I said, like in those last 6 minutes or so, it was a lot of other people on the Warriors making shots too. Like Jimmy, in those last 2 minutes, or in those last 2 minutes and 23 seconds, you had Moses Moody make a huge three-pointer when the Rockets had just made a three to shrink it to 4. That Fred VanVleet high arcing three-pointer that he made with 2:38 left kind of gave me a little bit of concern that the Rockets were going to start to come back in this one. It shrunk it to just 4, which, 2:38 is plenty of time to come back from a 4-point deficit. But Moses Moody on the other end of the floor drills a 3. And then after the Rockets missed a shot, Jimmy Butler pulls up and makes a 2-point jumper from the mid-range. And I mean, 1:43 left, and the Warriors were up by 9. I felt a lot better about this game going down the stretch after that. And the Warriors really put it away. They did not miss very many shots after that. I mean, Brandon Podziemski then made that layup against Dylan Brooks, that crazy high off the glass, full speed running layup where he just didn't even jump. He just it was just full speed go at the basket, 4 pods, just threw up the runner. It was great offense by Brandon Podziemski in those closing minutes. And then, of course, Jimmy Butler after the steal, an emphatic dunk to seal this win and give the Warriors a 13-point lead. And I mean, it was Jimmy that was the spark behind all of these the shots that were going in. I mean, the defensive pressure that he was putting on, the switching, not just him, but everyone on the Warriors defensive end of the floor. They look great tonight, forcing the Rockets out of sorts on offense, and they don't have the experience in these high pressure situations to run an offense super effectively and fluidly. And the Warriors have been there so many times that with their big three, especially, that they can do that. As I said, maybe they haven't played all the games in the world together like Steph and Draymond and Jimmy. This is still a new trio to some extent, but you see the fit, you see the mesh, you see how they're gelling. As I said, 423 playoff games between those three big stars for the Warriors. Experience matters. And in these closing minutes, the experience was the difference for the Warriors. The Rockets looked like the moment was a little too big for them, and the Warriors looked like they were just right at home on their way to this win. And I think that this series is still going to be a tough one for the Warriors to ultimately win. I think it probably goes 6 games. But hey, I think the Warriors are pulling this one out and will be moving on to the second round. Who they will face remains to be seen, because we've had some surprises so far in the playoffs, or at least one big surprise for me was seeing the Minnesota Timberwolves just absolutely beat the snot out of the Lakers yesterday. Pretty shocked, honestly. LeBron did not play well. And, his other old man counterpart that always gets held up is the two of the past generation of superstars, Steph and LeBron, are the 2 ones still doing it from the era of like my youth of guys that I watched growing up as a kid. And Steph is doing it at a higher level than LeBron right now. So you got to give Steph the credit where credit is due, and credit is absolutely due for Batman after tonight's big win. Man, I love seeing the way that Jimmy just loves Steph Curry already. Like, how do you not love Steph as a teammate? Everybody who comes here says the same thing about him. You know who he is. It's not a surprise, but it's just so it just makes me like filled with joy just watching Jimmy just beaming on these post-game interviews, talking about Steph and how happy he is to play with him, how great of a basketball player he is. It tells me that the Warriors are really having fun out there, and that might be the most important thing for them to be able to make this championship push, or what we hope will be a championship push here in the year 2025. It's all the time that we got for you guys here today. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. We'll be coming to you live after every single Warriors playoff game and every single one of these big wins. Make sure you're tuning in to the Locked On Warriors postcast. Next game, Wednesday, April 23rd, 6:30 p.m. tip and Pacific time out there in Houston. Warriors hoping they can come back to Chase Center with a 2-0 lead. Oh man, you can start putting it on ice after that. So Warriors big win tonight. Take game 1 in Houston. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Peace.